So of all the people that you've talked to, if you could, and I know this seems like an impossible task, bring out some sort of commonalities in what makes these guys a success. Whether everyone is going to be a high performance individual or not, I think is irrelevant. I think having personal success in your life and achieving your potential is what matters, regardless if you want to be Elon Musk or if you just want to be the guy who's, the best chair maker or whatever it is. So could you pick something out of all of those people that makes them win?
It's tough to do that. So if you're talking about out of all the people I've interviewed or all the peak performers and winners, because I've interviewed some random people from FBI, CIA agents to mobsters to, billionaires to Kobe Bryant to, military leaders. But if you're talking peak performers, on any given day, your best day versus their best day, you'd be able to hang with them. Best day against best day. But what makes these guys different is it's not about the best day versus the best day. Their decade beats your decade. Their decade beats your 2 decades. Their week beats your week. Their year beats your year, not the day. A lot of people want to brag about how hard of a work they had, how hard they worked, or how hard of a week they had, or how hard of a month or a year. These guys do it for a couple decades. I mean, to be able to last that long, their level of endurance, their level of stamina, their level of the obsessive personality of I'm not giving up, the stubborn personality that they have, because at the end of the day, when you sit down, I had a conversation with one of our guys, never forget this. We're at El Fornallo in San Diego. One of our guys comes up to us, this is 12 years ago, maybe 13 years ago, and he says, Pat, I'm going to be your biggest guy in the company. I'm like, really? I want to be the biggest. I said, how much are you making right now? So I'm making $50K a year. I said, talk to me when you're making $250,000 to see if you're still as fired up. So he makes $250,000. He's still fired up. I said, talk to me when you're making half. Still fired up. $1 million, still fired up. $1.5 million with $2.5 million in the bank. They eventually slow down. Uh-huh. Because the point is, this whole journey of life we're on, you're about to find out if it's all about money, if it's all about fame, if it's all about just, once I get to this point, I'm going to go on cruise control, or if it's truly about a massive vision or a cause. Big thinkers, it takes a decade or two to identify who they really are. At the beginning stages, everybody is impressive. Matter of fact, some of the most impressive people are the ones that eventually slow down, and some of the least impressive people are the ones that are going to go for 20, 30 years. And it may take us a decade or two. If you think about social media and content creation, YouTube, for instance, it's been around for how long? I don't know the exact timeline, 06, 04, 05, some year like that is when YouTube really started taking off. And some of the content creators started creating content around 2007. So we were very quick to pick the winners. That guy's the winner. It's this guy's show. It's that guy. It's this guy. It's that guy. It's PewDiePie. No, it's this motivational guy. No, it's that motivational guy. Mr. Beast is killing everybody today. He's killing everybody today. Podcast used to be, all these other names we would talk about. Joe Rogan is dominating the game today, right? Business content was all about these handful of names we would look at. Valuetainment is, so you this other guy, then Al, all these new names now coming up. It's going to take 20 years to find out. So the difference between those guys and everyone else, their vision is real. And no matter how much money you pay them, they're not slowing down because it's not about money.
And I find that incredibly interesting just due to the sense and due to the fact of maybe how I'm wired. And I'm obviously really curious for how this plays out in my life in general. And the only correlation I have for that is as an athlete being 37, having played as a pro since I was 19, having decided at 16 to learn 10 languages. Now I'm on 9, learning my 10th now, realizing that I underestimated.
Good for you.
I mean, we say good for me, but I mean, when you want to push and when it doesn't have anything to do, not necessarily with money, because I don't think that there's anything wrong with trying to and pushing to earn money for what money can do for you, your community, your people, all that stuff. But there's a weird thing that happens when you get that mission implanted in your heart and soul. And it doesn't seem to matter to me at all. If someone asked me, would you do this, if you could start all over, 100%. Would you do this for nothing? 100%. I don't want to. I'm not going to. You got to pay me. But I would do this. And so it's something that we try to get across to the guys that want to be pros, because just like your guy who's like, I want to be a big time. I'm gonna be your guy. I'm gonna be your homeboy, and then he gets to 1.5 and he's done, good for you. Pat on the back. But the same thing happens when guys want to be pros. They say they want to be good. They say they want to do it. They get to the training. One knock happens. One coach tells you, he says you're, and then they crumble and they say, oh, it's not going to happen for me. I mean, the amount of people we have, the amount of friends that I have with the extreme potential too. I mean, talking extreme, one roadblock, done.